Namaste. Let's begin seated. Let's come into any comfortable seated posture and make sure you're sitting up nice and tall with the crown of your head directly over the base of your spine. Close your eyes and begin to practice pratyahara by drawing your senses and your awareness inward the way a turtle draws its limbs into the shell. So you really notice how it feels to be in the body today at this time. All right, now let's begin with Ujjayi Pranayama. Lightly engage your throat like you're narrowing a valve, which will help you to lengthen the breath as if you're drinking it through a long, thin straw. Something like a 5-second exhale and a 5-second inhale would be great. Of course, breathe through your nose, but hear the breath moving in and out of your throat. All right, bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra and remember your sankalpa or your intention for the practice. And then let's officially begin class with the sound of Om one time. Om. Very good. Let's come up to all fours and begin with some movement. From your hands and knees, inhale here and extend your spine so your sternum moves away from your navel. Then curl your toes under and exhale back into down dog. Good. Inhale back to your hands and knees and extend your spine so you do a little bit of a back bend. Now exhale the child's pose. Inhale as you reach your arms up, move your hips forward in space, and exhale back to child's pose. Let's go through another kneeling salutation together. So inhale up to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Maybe lift your hips a little higher this time. Inhale to your hands and knees. Move your sternum away from your navel. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. And exhale to child's pose. Okay, I'll talk you through that sequence one more time. Inhale up to all fours. Exhale to down dog. Inhale back to your hands and knees. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. And exhale back to child's pose. Let's keep moving through the kneeling salutations now on your own, at your own pace. Mindful that you're linking each movement to one breath, but that you're stretching the breath so it lasts a little bit longer than the movement does. Breathe through your nose, not your mouth, but hear the breath in your throat, not your nostrils. And just like the breath has a smoothness to it, make sure the movements have a smoothness as well so they're not choppy or mechanical. You should really feel more and more fluid with every repetition. And 5 seconds for the exhale, 5 seconds for the inhale, or something close to that. The next time you're in downward facing dog, let's stay there. All right, then once you're in down dog, stay here and take a few breaths. Now at the very end of this exhale, pause your breath, step your right foot forward to your right thumb, and then bring your left knee to the floor. Once your left knee is on the floor, inhale, sweep your arms up and sink your hips at the same time. And now as you exhale, bring your hands back to the floor and return to down dog. For another kneeling salute. So inhale to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose, engage your abdomen. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. And then exhale back to down dog. Now from down dog, at the very end of your exhale, step your left foot forward and bring your right knee down. Once your right knee is down, inhale, sweep your arms up and sink your hips. And now as you exhale, bring your hands to the floor and step your right foot forward to meet your left, feet about hip width or so, big toes parallel to each other. Next time you inhale, reach your arms forward, drop your hips and come into a deep squat. And then when you exhale, press your palms down and your hips up at the same time. And repeat, as you inhale, reach your arms forward, come into a deep squat. Exhale, press your palms down and hips up at the same time. One more. Inhale as you squat. Exhale, fold forward. Now this inhale, stand up and sweep your arms overhead. Keep inhaling until your palms touch. And then exhale when you bring your arms down. Okay, let's put it all together for the moon salute or Chandra Namaskar. I'm going to talk you through two, and then you can do two on your own. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale as you squat. Exhale, fold forward, then shoot your left foot back and bring that knee down. Once your left knee is down, inhale, sweep your arms up, sink your hips, and then exhale to down dog. Inhale to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose, engage your abdomen. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. And this is the halfway point. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. Then exhale to down dog. Very end of exhale, left foot forward, right knee down, so you're lunging to the second side. Once your right knee is down, inhale, sweep your arms up and sink your hips. Exhale as you bring your hands to the floor and step your right foot forward. And inhale as you squat. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, stand up, arms overhead. And then exhale when you bring your arms down. Let's take a breath in mountain pose, and we'll do one more together. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, squat. Exhale, fold forward. Now shoot your right foot back and bring that knee down. Inhale as you reach up, sink your hips. Exhale to down dog. Inhale to all fours. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to your hands and knees. And exhale to down dog. Now right foot forward and left knee down. Inhale as you sweep your arms up, sink your hips. Exhale, hands to the floor and step forward. Inhale as you squat. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, arms overhead. And then exhale when you bring your arms down. Okay, good. Now try 2 more of those on your own at your own pace. Now at the very end of this moon salute, let's stay in that last forward fold. This next time you're folding forward at the front of the mat, let's stay there. And then do any hand and arm variation that you like here. So you can hold your big toes, you can step on your hands, and cross your arms, whatever variation of Uttanasana that you prefer. Now practice keeping your body really still as you slow down the momentum of your breath a little bit more. We've done a lot of movement so far, that's great. But now take a moment to keep your body really still and focus on slowing down the momentum of your breath. Okay, good. And bring your hands to your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale all the way up to standing. Once you're standing in mountain pose, just take a breath or two there. Okay, we're going to add on a little bit more. So inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, squat. Exhale, fold forward. Shoot your left foot back. Bring your knee down. Now let's add a little twisting. So once your left knee is down, keep your left hand down as well. Turn your shoulders to the right and reach your right hand up. In fact, let's make it a little more interesting here. Bring your right hand to the back of your head so you point your right elbow up. This requires a little more upper back strength. Okay, now as you exhale, point your right elbow toward the floor. In fact, bring it as close to the floor as you can. And then when you inhale, turn your shoulders to the right and point your right elbow back up without lifting your right hip, though. And then repeat. When you exhale, point your right elbow toward the floor. Mindful that you're not lifting your right hip any higher. Turn your shoulders to the right and point your right elbow up. Let's try that a couple more times. Maybe 3 more times. Now remember, when you point your right elbow up, don't lift your right hip up. Now this time, stay in this kind of open twist. Keep sinking your right hip down. Keep pointing your right elbow up. If you prefer, you can point your right fingers up. That's fine too at this point. Either way is good. In fact, if you like, you can even lift your left knee off the floor. But if you lift that left knee off the floor, don't lift your right hip. It's going to want to lift up, but don't let it. Good. Bring both hands to the floor. Take a breath, and then let's go back into down dog. Another kneeling salute. Inhale to all fours. Extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. And exhale to down dog. Let's take a few breaths in down dog. Readjust there. And let's change side. Step your left foot forward. Bring your right knee down. Bring your left hand to the back of your head. Turn your shoulders to the left and point your left elbow up. About 4 or 5 times here now. Exhalations. Bring your left elbow toward the floor. And then without lifting your left hip any higher, turn your shoulders to the left, point your left elbow up, open your chest as you inhale. And go at your own pace, just like the first side. Okay, good. Keep pointing your left elbow up. If you prefer, you can reach your left fingertips up. Without lifting your left hip any higher, feel free to lift your right knee off the floor. Okay, both hands to the floor. Inhale here. One last kneeling salute. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale to all fours. Extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose. Engage your abdomen. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale back into child's pose. Inhale up to all fours, and then let's meet again in down dog. Stay in down dog. Find that stillness. Smooth out your breath. Even slow down its momentum a bit more. Okay, let's rock forward to plank. And lower all the way to the floor for Sphinx pose next, or Salamba Bhujangasana. Just create a little more length in your waist. Pull your ribcage forward toward the front of your mat. At the same time, stretch your big toes toward the back of your mat like you're moving your lower and upper bodies in different directions. Now keep your hips on the floor as you bend your knees, and then make a circular motion with your feet and shins so you rotate your thighs. And then reverse it, go the other direction. Okay, now reach back and hold your feet for bow pose or dhanurasana, and use the strength of your legs to lift up and open your chest. Okay, then release. Bring your hands under your shoulders, curl your toes under and press back into your heels so your legs are really active. And then as if you're moving from your abdomen, when you exhale, push yourself up to plank. Take a breath in plank, and then return to down dog. Once you're in down dog, focus on breathing into your back. All right, let's rock forward to plank again, lower to the floor, and return to Sphinx pose. Now we're going to do like an asymmetrical bow pose. So from here, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand to hold your right foot. Left hand holds the right foot. And then bring your right arm up by your ear. Lift your left thigh off the floor, leg off the floor and foot, and then press your right heel up toward the ceiling. Okay, good. Release and change sides. So now reach back with your right hand to hold your left foot. The right hand holds the left foot now. Once you have it, lift everything up. Okay, good. Lower down. And now just relax in the resting crocodile for a moment. Okay, let's try upward facing dog. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Curl up, lift your navel, broaden your collarbones. Take a breath or two here. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. And like earlier, stay in down dog and focus on breathing into your back. Direct the breath into the area behind your heart. All right, let's come down to all fours and just have a seat for a moment. And let's take a minute or two to work on forearm stand, or of course, dolphin is good too. Now, if you're working on forearm stand, especially if you're trying to move away from the wall, consider this. We did a lot of lunging already. The more you can split your legs, even before you go up, the easier it's going to be to balance. So I'm going to demonstrate this in a second. I'm going to go into dolphin. I'm going to bring my feet in really close to my elbows. I'm going to lift one leg as high as I can. My other leg, which in this case would be my right leg, I'm just going to give the right leg, I'm going to use my right leg to give a little bit of a hop. And I'm going to try to pull my right heel into my right hip. Now my right leg is going to stay down. My left leg is all the way up over here. You'll see in a second. I'm going to try to keep my legs split and find some hang time there. It's a good way to build strength to help you balance better when eventually you want to bring both legs up. Okay, so let's do something like forearm stand or dolphin. Feel free to watch me for a little demo. Feel free to use the wall, of course, if you'd like. And when you need a rest, come on down, take a rest, and maybe give it one more try. And this time, once you're down, just have a seat again, preferably in thunderbolt pose or something similar. Take a moment for your heartbeat and breath to slow down again to a normal pace. All right, now bring your right elbow up, left elbow down. Hold something behind your back. You can hold the back of your shirt, you can hold a towel or some other kind of prop. Maybe you can hook fingers. Once you're holding something, though, focus on breathing into the right side of your rib cage and your right lung. Let's change sides. Now bring your left elbow up, right elbow down. Hold something and focus on breathing into the left side of your rib cage and your left lung. All right, good. Release your hands. Let's lift all the way up to kneeling and curl your toes under. Let's do a few camel variations next. Before you begin to lean back, think about the tilting of your pelvis. You want to have it pretty much neutral. So I'm going to think about my tailbone dropping down to the floor, same time my navel lifting up. So kind of keep that happening. Then begin to release your head and shoulders back. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring your hands to your heels, whichever variation of Ustrasana here that you like. Okay. And just have a seat on your heels again. Bring your hands to your knees and focus on breathing into your back like earlier. If you don't feel the back getting much breath, draw the fronts of your low ribs in a little bit by engaging your upper abdomen. All right, let's do the asymmetrical version of camel now. So bring your right knee up, just like those lunges we did earlier in the moon salutes, but this time don't go quite as deep into your lunge. Have two, or I guess really three 90-degree angles here, like a kneeling 90-90 position, which will make your right thigh horizontal, left thigh vertical. I would curl my back toes under for this one too. Then let's add a little bit of a twist by bringing your left hand to your right knee and turning your shoulders to the right. If it feels okay from there, begin to reach back with your right fingertips towards your left heel. Now at this point, make sure you're really stabilizing your hips. You want to have a really strong foundation, otherwise it won't feel so good. If you want to go further, bring your left bicep to your left ear. If you still want to challenge yourself, practice lifting your left knee about an inch off the floor and balance. Okay, slowly unwind, bring both knees to the floor, take a breath there. And let's change sides. Now bring your left knee up. So up a kneeling 90-90. So again, it's not a really deep lunge. Bring your right hand to your left knee and turn your shoulders to the left. Feel free to stay there. If you want to go further, make sure you really stabilize your lower body. Bring your left fingertips toward your right heel. From there, if you feel stable, right bicep towards your right ear. If you still want to make it more challenging, lift your right knee 1 inch off the floor. All right, slowly unwind. Bring both knees to the floor. Have a seat again on your heels. Back to Vajrasana. Breathe into your back. Okay, next let's try reclined hero pose or supta virasana. So separate your feet. Sit between your heels. Of course, you might need a prop. That's okay if you do. Have your feet a little bit wider than your hips, so your thighs turn in. Then begin to lean back onto your hands or elbows or maybe to your shoulder blades. Make sure you keep your shin bones on the floor and your thigh bones parallel to each other though. All right. Let's lift up and one last time return to down dog. Open the backs of your knees, soles of your feet. All right, now at the very end of this exhale, do a brief pause of your breath. And as you pause after exhale, draw your navel back so you hollow out your abdomen for a second or two. And relax. Inhale and repeat. Exhale all the breath out. Once you're empty of breath, do the Bahir, Kumbhaka, and really all three bandhas, but emphasize Uddiyana Bandha so you hollow out your abdomen. Let's try that one more time. All right. Come on down to all fours. Cross your ankles. Have a seat. And bring the soles of your feet together for a bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana next. Sit up really tall here. First engage Jalandhara Bandha so it feels like you're lifting your heart, bowing your head. Continue with your Ujjayi practice so you still hear the inhale and the exhale passing through your throat. And then begin to fold forward over your feet. All right, good. Lift up, stretch your legs forward into Dandasana pose next, or staff pose. And then we're going to fold forward in the Paschimottanasana. Hold your feet anywhere you like. If you can't reach your feet, bend your knees until you can. All right, good. Let's inhale, lift up. Now, what we'll do next in a moment is lie into our backs and do a little core strengthening. We'll basically be doing a dynamic plow pose. So we'll be coming back into this shape, but while you're lying on your back, and we're going to do it repetitively from the strength of your abdomen. Okay? So go ahead and lie onto your back. And if you're confused, of course, obviously watch what I'm doing, and I'll do it with you. So from here, just bring your arms overhead, backs of your hands on the floor behind you. Now imagine someone just velcroed the backs of your hands to the floor, so they're not going to lift off. They're going to stay down. And I'm going to use the strength of my abdomen as I exhale to bring my feet toward my hands. Then on inhalations, I'm going to go in reverse and just bring my hips and legs back to the floor. Now, if this bothers your low back, or if you're too stiff in the hamstrings, your feet might not make it to your hands, or you might need to bend your knees. That's okay. Just make sure you go into flexion as you exhale, and you come out of flexion when you inhale. And just like all the movements we've been doing so far, you want to make them as smooth as possible. Avoid any quick or jerky movements. In fact, in a lot of ways, the slower, the better. Just a few more. All right, now bring your legs so they're vertical. So stop the sun with your legs vertical and bring your arms out like a T, palms facing up. We're going to do a little twisting here. We're going to have a couple different options. So first, just bend your knees so your thighs are vertical. And now as you exhale, bring your knees towards your left elbow smoothly. Inhale, bring your knees back to the center. This exhale, knees towards your right elbow. Let's do it again. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center, then exhale, knees to the right. Okay, now continue with these, or if you want to make it more intense, you can straighten your legs. Instead of bringing your knees toward your elbow, when you exhale, bring your feet toward one hand. Inhale when you bring your legs vertical again, and exhale your feet to the other hand. But again, if that feels like it's too much, if it bothers your low back, keep your knees bent instead. Twist when you exhale, untwist when you inhale. All right, once you've gone to both sides an equal number of times, slide your hands down by your sides. And now use the strength of your upper abdomen to curl your head And your shoulders, even your shoulder blades off the floor. Get as much upper back off the floor as you can. And now keep it off the floor as you take this next 60 seconds to lower your legs. Slowly lower your legs. And as your legs do slowly move down, you might be able to get a little more upper back off the floor. You should be about a quarter of the way down right now. Halfway there. Fifteen seconds left. Okay. Whew. Now let's finish this portion of class with just like a passive windshield. So bring your arms out like a T again. Bend your knees, have your feet like the width of your mat. And just drop them to the left, turn your head to the right. If you like, of course, you could bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. So your right thigh is a deep internal rotation. But if that hurts, skip that part. All right, then change sides. All right, draw your knees in toward your chest. And now do whatever it feels like you need to do to prepare for corpse pose or shavasana. Just make sure you're really comfortable. Allow your upper and lower rows of teeth to separate. Feel your tongue widen inside your mouth. Soften the little muscles around your eyes and even release your breath so you're not shaping it or controlling it. Not really practicing pranayama. But continue with your pratyahara. Continue drawing your senses and your awareness inward so you really notice again how it feels to be in the body today at this time. All right, now begin to notice the breath rising and falling through both nostrils. Become really aware of the sensation the breath is creating when it's rising and falling through both nostrils. And also notice if the flow of the breath is stronger through your left or right side. Notice if your left or your right nostril feels more open and more active. And once you've noticed which nostril is more active, draw your knees into your chest and roll to that side. Roll to the side of the dominant nostril and stay on that side for a moment to allow the nostril flow to balance out. You can use your bottom arm like a pillow. All right, begin to work your way up to seated and come into any comfortable seated posture. We'll sit for close to 10 minutes, so make sure you are comfortable. Feel free, as always, to have a prop under your hips. Once you're sitting nice and tall with the crown of your head directly over the base of your spine, close your eyes again and just do a little movement with your torso side to side. Move your torso side to side as if your spine was a blade of grass and there is a gentle breeze blowing it side to side. Make it a really subtle movement though, so if I were to look at you, I might not notice that you're moving, but you feel your spine gently sway side to side. All right, now come back to the center and practice keeping your body perfectly still. Keep all of your awareness in your spine. Have so much awareness in your spine that it feels like it's full of energy. It's a sushumna full of prana. And over this next minute or so, if your awareness drifts away from your spine, just do a little movement again until you can feel it. Once you do, return to the center. Practice keeping your body perfectly still, spine full of energy. All right, now let's continue with pranic mudra. So make a triangle shape with your hands and then touch the floor. If you can't reach the floor, just touch your ankle or whatever is there. You're symbolically touching the earth. And as you do that, mentally say the name of the first chakra 3 times. The name of the first chakra is Muladhara. Okay, now as you inhale, begin to move your hands up in front of your solar plexus area. Let your thumb tips separate, but keep inhaling your hands up. Then in front of the third eye region, let your fingertips separate so at the very top of your inhale, your arms are in a Y shape. And then we just go in reverse on exhale. So bring your fingertips to touch in front of the third eye region. Keep exhaling your hands down. In front of the solar plexus, make that triangle shape again. At the very end of exhale, touch the floor. Mentally, you would say Muladhara, Muladhara, Muladhara. And continue doing that at your own pace, inhaling when you bring your hands up. Exhaling when you bring them back down. When you touch the floor, symbolically touching the earth, saying the name of the first chakra 3 times is a way to reground. Now, if you happen to know the names of the other chakras, you would just mentally say their name once when your hands pass through that region. The top of the sacrum is Swadhisthana, front of the navel Manipura, the heart Anahata, front of the throat Visuddhi, the third eye region Ajna, and there's a spot at the back of your head called the Bindu, very top, Sahasrara, the crown. If you don't know those names, don't worry about them. Just stick to the first one as a way to reground at the end of your exhale. Keep doing this gesture with your arms and hands. If you haven't already, bring your awareness back into your spine also. And whenever you inhale and you move your hands up, move your awareness up your spine all the way to the crown of your head. Whenever you exhale, move and your hands move down, move your awareness down your spine all the way to the tip of your tailbone. So it feels like you're working from the inside as well as the outside now. Now this next time your hands are down, keep them down either in your lap or on your knees, whichever is more comfortable. So the outside of your body remains still again. However, continue moving your awareness up and down your spine each breath. At the end of your exhale, when your awareness is at the base of your spine, still say the name of the first chakra 3 times. And now bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra and take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. And then let's end chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All right. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic day.